Good morning. Welcome to TERRA at Home. We are in Hamilton today, down on York Street Boulevard, and we're at the Mustard Seed Co-op, and we're here with Graham. And I have the privilege to being a member here at this co-op, and I just think it's such a fantastic idea because it's celebrating everything local, and it's really grown since it first opened.
We're at 2,054 members now.
As we're filming today, and when I joined, we were under 2,000. So it's nice to see the updates and the email updates and what's happening. Right now in front of us we have something that's really cool for a lot of people here. It's called the Bounty Box, and two different sizes that can feed a whole lot of people, and it's all about being local. So explain a little bit how this works.
Sure, Leslie. I mean, one of the things we realize is that everybody's busy nowadays, and we know that we're supposed to eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, but it takes a lot of time and decision making to maybe take that all home. So the local Bounty Box is fantastic. This would be a large, and so a wide variety of fruits and vegetables, all local right now, especially through the fall season. We have a lot of Bounty, and then just really mixing greens and fruits and vegetables, just all the things that we really should be eating, but also enjoying the most flavorful, freshest veg.
And I think what's great is it's easy to, you go onto the website and you go into the Bounty Box area, you book it ahead of time, and it won't allow you to book one unless it's time to, right? For your, I think it's your Wednesday or your...
We have Wednesdays and Fridays pickups.
Fridays, right? Pickups. So you do that in advance, and I always get the small one for myself, and it's amazing what's in here. And you already display what's going to be in your box, so you know what you're going to find, but it's still it's like getting a present. When you get it.
Every week it's changing.
Yeah.
And it's really about what do our farmers have available coming from our region. So this week we have Koike kale from Koike Farms up in Millgrove. We have apples coming from Lincoln Lion Orchards right through the season. That's down in Smithville. Peppers, eggplants, these are coming from St. David's greenhouses down in Niagara region.
Isn't that cool? So you're getting to know local farmers and what they are providing. And I mean, the best part about this, you mentioned fresh, and that's the difference. Some of the vegetables I was saying to you, even though I knew what was supposed to be in my box, some of it I didn't recognize, because even my spinach at first I didn't recognize because it looks different from the average spinach.
Something like...
and then I got these, and I like Asian food and Japanese food and stuff, and I'm like, I think that's a daikon, and sure enough.
Yep, so daikon radish, not necessarily something everybody's familiar with, but a really great ingredient in a lot of dishes. Google's a friend to the home cook now.
Googling vegetables.
And really, so finding these kind of things, these come from Koike as well, and those are available right through the season. And sometimes it's about experimenting to find new things that we like.
So I think what's interesting about this is another coworker here that works on the show with me asked me if it kind of feels like it holds me back when I get the box, or does it inspire me? And it totally inspires me. So a lot of times I look at a lot of the ingredients. As I was mentioning to you, I make a lot of soups from the ingredients, because you're getting big bags of carrots and potatoes and all kinds of wonderful things, depending on, but it also, you're thinking, okay, now I've never cooked with daikon radishes, I am going to figure out how, right? So it does really, inspire you to try some new vegetables.
I mean, the whole point of the co-op was about how do we as a community work together to make it easier for ourselves to know where our food comes from. And sometimes, especially if you want to support local producers, it's difficult to do all that research, and none of us have the time to spend on the internet or driving around to farmers markets.
No.
Although those are great places to get stuff on an everyday, weekly basis.
Sure.
This makes it really convenient coming to the co-op.
It does. And I think another thing I like about this as well, I like to buy a lot of organic and natural products. So you'll mention whether they're conventional, whether they no spray or low spray, depending on the fruit or vegetable.
Sure. So Backyard Harvest produces all of these carrots. Russ Ortiz, just right here in the city, he has about 2 acres of small urban plots, and he's not certified organic, but we've visited his farms. We know that he doesn't spray anything, and he uses all organic methods.
Right, because it takes many, many years to get that certification.
It takes certification,
right?
And same with Koike, they have no spray, no pesticides, fungicides, insecticides. So those are ways that we can really help our consumers or our customers know that the food they're getting is more wholesome.
Now, one aspect to this, of course, just one aspect, but when you look around the store, there are a lot of other hard products that you can buy, from pasta sauces to ice cream to baked goods, everything.
Got a few good ice creams.
Oh yeah, the ice creams, I just stare at them.
We're right in central Ontario, southern Ontario, where there's so much food produced. And there's not just the fresh fruit, fresh produce. It's the baked goods, it's the processed foods, meals. We have pasta, we have ice cream, ravioli, meats, a lot
Pickles.
of pickles.
Really good pickles.
Yes, cheeses.
Yeah.
So all of those things are from our region, and when we make it so convenient to be able to just pop in, just a few minutes to be able to get your groceries. Sometimes, you go to a big superstore and it takes a long time to walk the aisles.
It does. There's something to be said about coming here, and it's just small and quaint, and everybody that is contributing is a member, and we're all working together to keep this place doing.
Our members have put over $3 million back into our local economy in the last year and a half, and that's just by prioritizing local. We know that we're putting that money back into our economy.
That's great.
And at a time when we need jobs and when we need more employment, that's a really big contribution.
So the best thing is you can come in the door, you can buy live kombucha, you can bring your own container too, right?
Yeah,
It's
we have
cool.
kombucha on tap. It's pretty delicious, made in Guelph. And there's a lot of research actually that says that kombucha and other live foods are really, really good for improving your health. So. Introducing a lot of our members to new things like that.
Now we talk about members, but one thing I think is neat is that you don't have to be a member to shop here.
Good point, because most people are not familiar with a co-op. You don't have to be a member to shop here. Being a co-op just means our members are our owners.
Right.
And so we, while maybe about 60-70% of our sales are to members, non-members are always welcome. And there's not no discrimination on prices at the till. Members do get a discount for, they get a rebate for, supporting our business.
Exactly.
But anybody's welcome to shop here.
But lots of special programs that you run. There's different, events out in the parking lot.
We had a big series of festivals over the summer, and celebrating lots of producers from our seedling sale right through to our fall festival. And every weekend we usually have somebody in sampling their products. And for instance, Fiji Meats, we work with them in Simcoe, and we just toured their farms and their meat plant there, and talking with them. So really helping to bridge the connection to our producers and know where our food comes from.
Well, I was going to say, and when you visit the farms, then you really do have that connection with them, as you mentioned, and you're able to explain it to the customers, to the clients that are coming into the store. Yeah, you know what? I've been there, and I know exactly where your food is coming from.
Right.
And that's pretty cool in this day and age.
Yeah.
You can come in, you can grab a cup of coffee. Again, you don't have to be a member, which is cool. You can find out more information. Your website is?
Our website is mustardseed.coop. We're also on Facebook and Twitter, and we're located right at 460 York Boulevard near Dundurn Castle.
So obviously expecting to grow more members as we move along. How many years now?
We've just opened 1.5 years.
1.5 years of that. So okay, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you can be a member and get one of these bounty boxes. One question just before we go. What happens in the winter when we start to lose some of the local?
Some of the freshest stuff that's coming straight from the straight from the field is not as readily available, so we switch to more imported foods, focusing on organic and fair trade products.
How great is that? So you can still get your bounty box in February.
That's right.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Graham.
Thanks, Leslie.
That's it for now. More TERRA at home to come. When I dream in color. And when I think of color, I think of TERRA. Make your Christmas dreams come true at TERRA, where color lives.
Heritage Perennials. Look for us in the blue pots.
Good morning, welcome to TERRA at Home. We are on Locke Street in Hamilton. We're at a store called Citizen Kid, and I'm here with Mark. And I love this store. I've been coming here since my little guy was a wee guy, really much smaller than the age he is now. But lots of great toys in here and stuff that still works for him, 6, 7-year-olds and all the way down to babies.
Oh, yeah.
But we want to talk, of course, as we're edging closer. We're past Halloween now, and this is the point where everybody, right away, it's like November 1st,
Yeah, you can feel
people
it.
start thinking about Christmas,
Yep.
right? So we're already moving our way through November here, and people have this on their minds. And sometimes it's difficult to buy toys for your own kids, never mind for someone else's children. So let's get a little bit of a sort of a background on what Citizen Kid is, because it is different than your average
Yeah, for sure.
toy store.
Citizen Kid is a local family-run business with an emphasis on design, environmentalism, sustainability, and inspiring creativity and imagination in kids, which is great. Yeah.
So you don't sell a whole bunch of digital things?
No.
Nothing at all, which is
I don't
cool.
think we have anything battery-powered in the store.
So how cool is that, right? Because we all know our kids have those little devices that they like to play with sometimes, and we like them to put them down and think again and be really creative, because those little devices sometimes just use that frontal lobe, and that's all they're using.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some different ways that we can get kids playing again.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of,
Well, we can start really young, which is one of the main things we cater to. We cater to all ranges, but babies are kind of our bread and butter.
Sure.
So things that are great for tactile learning. I have a cousin who's 6 months now, and it's great watching him because he's grabbing everything and shaking it, putting it in his mouth. And you really want to give them things that they can touch and feel, that have different textures, that are safe for them to teeth on.
That's the thing, and that's where being environmentally friendly and natural, so you're not dealing with toxic paints. We've heard about this in the news over the years, some of the toxic paints and different products out there that babies naturally, as you say, put them in their mouths.
Yeah, and you want to be really careful of that. So we carry things made for babies that are made out of cotton, made out of wool, are painted or dyed with natural dyes that don't contain any toxins in them, and have gone through rigorous amounts of certification in order to get here in the store.
Yeah, and we know how sensitive these little people are, so we need to protect them. So when we're talking about toys that are also safe, but also we want some stimulation, we want some education.
For sure.
And as early as we can get it, the better, right?
Yeah. A really great example of a toy like that that goes across a lot of different age ranges are these Uncle Goose blocks. These are all wooden blocks made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They make them in small batches, and they do a great line of alphabet blocks in different languages.
And this takes you back. These kind of blocks, this style of block has been around forever and ever and ever.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
So this is something you can give to a 1-year-old, and at 1 they'll be building, stacking, pushing over, fine. But as they get older, they can start learning about the different characters, the names of different animals in different languages, say in Korean.
Oh, how cool.
And it's
colors,
yeah,
letters.
Exactly.
Amazing.
We have ones in English too.
Yeah. or your child's going to be like fluent in Korean.
Yeah, exactly.
Korean by 5.
But it makes a great gift for multilingual families or bilingual families, or maybe you want to encourage them to learn Mandarin or French, get in early with that. So yeah.
How neat is that? And as you said, the toys that they can kind of grow with are the best ones to have around versus ones that, it only worked for a very short period of time in their stage of development and then they're out. So you want them kicking around for a while. And as you say, they may just be building blocks for a while, but then they're going to learn a whole lot from them.
Exactly.
So I like that idea. It's great. You were talking about this one here.
Oh, I love this one.
And again, this is just an example having education inside of a game.
Exactly. This is made by a fantastic company, Haba. We source a lot of things from them. It's all made in Germany. Excellent manufacturing standards, so you don't really have to worry about anything with it. And it's a magnetic fishing game. So what you would do is you roll the die. You might have to roll it for them if their motor skills aren't quite there yet.
Or it'll just get whipped by your head.
Yeah, sure.
You have to go find it.
And then a color will come up, and they have to try and catch the fish that corresponds to that color.
Oh, wow.
So you're learning about pattern recognition, matching, and fine motor and gross motor skills too.
I like that.
Yeah, and you can even play it like just as a fishing set. You don't need to put the dice component in there too. So there's lots of variation.
Sure. Lots of books in here as well. And the books are a little bit different. I can't help but buy books here all the time. And I love buying books for my son. They have some really nice messages in them. And again, also very diverse.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like international.
I don't believe Rebecca's put a book for us here, but
That's
there are
okay.
a few around.
There's so many.
I love this one. It's a large print book. by a French artist, Benjamin Chaud, and it's almost like a Where's Waldo. It's a very crowded page, but it's a book about a father bear and a baby bear, and you get to watch the father bear chase after his baby bear all throughout Paris. And it's got a great visual style. It's a fun little story, and also you can just play like a Where's the Little Bear kind of game.
And again, this is one of those books that's actually going to grow with the child. So you'll be reading to the child at one point, and it'll be just, you know, and then eventually they'll be playing along, and eventually they'll read to you.
Yeah.
So you can have this one around for a while.
The little bear actually goes to the opera house where they're doing a version of the magic flute, so you can learn about that eventually too if you want to.
I love that. So cool. There's so many options. So obviously we have the little games, the ones that can sit down and be quiet, the reading, but also for the big gross motor skills, the activity, because we want our kids moving, and that's another very important toy. And I think those are ones where you're pretty safe with when you're thinking about shopping for the holidays, getting the kids moving. In general, boys and girls, they move a lot. When they're this age, they want to go.
That guy is really cute. This one is probably one of the more popular ones. It's a Kinderfeet's Balance 2-in-1 trike and balance bike. So this is a new product from them. What it does is it comes with as a 3-wheel tricycle, but as they get older, you can remove the back here, make it a 2-wheeler, and it becomes a balance bike, which is something very, very popular right now.
Yes.
It teaches kids the muscle control and balance skills they'll need to translate to a 2-wheel bicycle without training wheels at all.
Without training wheels at all.
I've seen kids as young as 2 scooting around on
I
those,
have
so
as well, and I think it's a great idea. You see them even booting around, whether their brother or sisters at the skate park, they're going around the perimeter, riding around on something like that, and it really is. If they can miss the training wheel part, the training wheel part's hard. It's hard to take those things off.
It is, it really is, and this builds confidence in them at such an early age that they're just fine later, and that can lead to so many things.
Oh, exactly. So in the end, when it comes down to things, you know, there's lots of music in here as well, DVDs that people can listen to, kids can listen to, listening to music, sitting around, craft ideas, trying to think outside the box when it comes to gift giving, and just giving kids an opportunity to sit and play and learn again, right? That's what I find from baby, like brand new baby toys. So what would you say the cap age would be in here for
I'd
gifts?
say it would be about 12. All kids are different. I know the owner's kids have very distinct tastes. Her youngest is about 7, and she loves like plushy things and like role playing. The oldest one's really artistic, really crafty. And by that point, you can really get a sense of what they're into. And we have so many options in here.
So that's the thing. So either they can come and talk to you guys, or again, talk to the child themselves if you can and see which direction, if they are artsy or crafty, or just like to sit down and read a good book. So some good ideas as we start to think about the holidays. And it's always good to have more sustainable and environmentally friendly and fair trade and all those wonderful things. Thanks, Mark. Again, from Citizens Kid here on Lock Street in Hamilton. We'll have more to come after this. When I dream in color. And when I think of color, I think of TERRA. Make your Christmas dreams come true at TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Good morning. Welcome back to TERRA at Home. I'm here with Chef Mark from La Piazza Allegra restaurant in Hamilton, and we have a giant portobello mushroom.
Giant portobello, yes.
Look at this thing. Can I touch it?
Yes, of course.
Look at that. That's amazing. So it's amazing how meaty these are. You can do so much with them.
They are. It's a great mushroom to use. Now, a lot of times when we're going to do a stuffed portobello cap here, and a lot of times people will stuff the smaller mushrooms or the #1 mushrooms.
Right.
This is straight off my dinner menu. and it's one of our more popular appetizers. So I thought, you know what, I might as well show everybody how we make it. It's a really simple dish, but just the combination of flavors and everything like that, and with that large portobello, it plates beautifully, and it like I said, it's a great appetizer, especially when you get into that fall, wintertime
Yeah, I can
season,
see
because
that.
it's big, it's hearty, you know, the portobello's full and robust, so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Sounds
fun
good.
stuff. So I'll bring you up to date what we have here. We have some chicken breast, and all I did is I just, I didn't quite dice it, but I chopped it fairly fine. We have some red onion, we have some tomato, some spinach, we have Asiago cheese, salt, pepper, garlic, and a little bit of rubbed basil.
Aha. Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean out the fins on the portobello mushroom.
Okay, I was wondering if you were going to do that. Why
Yeah.
do you have, just for more space? Or-
You know what? It changes the flavor
I was
slightly,
wondering.
and if there's any dirt or anything like that, it'll get caught in those fins. Now, if you're doing things like soups and stocks, these fins really darken it right up. So if you, by taking it out as
yum.
well, you know, you get down to that white of the mushroom, it keeps it a little bit cleaner. So,
Okay.
and for this, it just plates nicer than having those fins all over the place. So we're gonna scrape all that out, and it's fairly simple. You just take your spoon, and around we go.
I can't believe the size of them though. Because I've had them as a burger before, where it's just that is what the meat would be in the burger, and they're awesome.
Yeah, and they are, and just because they are that size and because they are so meaty, you can get away with stuff like that with this type of mushroom. Where a lot of other mushrooms you can't.
No.
There we go. Take that out. All right, and we're gonna take a little bit of oil. We're gonna put it into our pan. And then we're gonna take our chicken.
So you've finally chopped that.
Yeah, I chopped it fairly fine. This is about 6 ounces of chicken breast here.
Okay.
Okay. And
That's a fair amount to go in there.
You know what? I really want that to be piled up nice and high. You want that portobello look really nice and
Yeah.
stuffed. You don't want it, you know, looking flat or weak. So by piling it up like that, with lots of chicken, a lot of protein, like I said, it's a really hearty appetizer
It
dish.
is. It's shareable.
It is very
sure.
shareable. We'll put a little bit of pepper. We got some kosher salt. Clean this off, and we're going to use our spoon for some pureed garlic. There we go. And we're going to take our onion.
So you like red onion for this one?
Yeah, it's a little bit sweeter. It's got a nice flavor to it.
Okay.
And with this dish, the biggest thing is all the prep work. So we had the tomatoes already diced. You know, we had the onions already ready to go. We had the chicken ready to go. Then it's just a quick cook. Now again, we're going to put this into the oven to melt the cheese. So we have a little pan here with some parchment paper. So we'll go into the oven to melt the cheese. But you do want to cook this at least 65 to 70% of the way.
Especially with chicken.
Especially chicken. And when you pile it up, you know, it's going to be piled fairly heavily in the middle there. So you want to make sure that that chicken is almost all the way cooked. So when it hits the oven, it's just got to finish off.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that one.
That's right. So there we go. The other thing I did is I made a red pepper coulis. And
I
this
was
goes
wondering what that was.
This goes over really, really well with the portobello. Just that, you know, that roasted pepper, the sweetness of the pepper, plus that little bit of char goes over really well. And that's a real simple thing to do. You just take a pepper, you grill it on your barbecue, peel the skin off, take all the seeds, put it into a pot, cook it down with some onions, add a little bit of cream, puree the whole thing, and then send it through a wire sieve.
Okay.
And it gets all, you know, all the extra skin or anything,
it's
chunks out of it, so
smooth
it's
and-
nice and creamy and smooth.
Okay, I was always wondering how that was made. That's doable.
Fairly simple stuff. Again, you know, once you do this, you know, once you have all this stuff cut and done, it's just a matter of assembling and quick fry. Now, the beauty about this stuffing is you can do this a couple days in advance and then put it in a container
Sure.
so that you have all your stuffing. All you have to deal with is the portobellos. Put them in the portobellos, put it in the oven, and finish it off.
That's a great idea. So if you were to do this, you know, as we are getting into the entertaining season now, this would be great to have. You'd look so fancy if you did this at your home.
Oh, you know what? It goes over really well, and it's a very simple flavors. Like everybody's gonna like this.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing really unusual in here. You know, add a little bit of the rubbed basil there. And the only reason I'm using rubbed basil as opposed to fresh basil is just so that it mixes in a little bit better. You still get that sweetness, that
Okay.
licorice flavor.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, you put that onto a plate. This is what eventually it's going to look like on the plate. Like it sits really nice. It's a good size.
I can see
The
that.
only thing you have to be careful with this one is once you cook it, it has to be served right away, because one thing you have to remember is that mushrooms retain a lot of moisture.
Right.
So as this sits on the plate, it's going to start bleeding out water. So you want to get it out of the oven, get it onto the plate, get it over to your guests, and let them start eating it right away.
I see. Okay.
Plus, you have the tomatoes that have water. You have spinach. So there's a few other items in there.
So that's why you're not supposed to wash your mushrooms, right?
That's right.
So you're supposed to just
Dust them
you
off.
you just dust them off with a cloth? And
Yeah, you could use a cloth or a brush and
or
just
a
give them a
brush.
yeah.
Okay.
We have some spinach. We're just going to give it a rough chop.
It must, you know, being a chef in a restaurant, and you know, you're relying on your servers to get the plate and get it. So you've prepared it now. Now they need to get it to the table, and something
Yes.
like that needs to be.
It needs to move quickly. Like I said, you know, it looks great with the sauce, but once it starts bleeding out, because the water that comes out of here is like it's the color of the mushroom. It's dark
It's
brown.
dark, yeah.
You know, so you don't want that sitting in there too long.
Okay, so you've added.
We added some
in
spinach.
there?
Yep.
Awesome.
So I'd give it a rough chop.
Okay.
And again, you have enough salt in there. You should have enough salt and pepper when you season the chicken that you don't have
that's
to worry too
nice.
much about it. You're going to get a little bit of salt off of the Asiago. The
Sure.
sauce itself has it as well.
Okay, so then you're just going to put it all in there and
Put it in here,
get
and
it
we're
in
going to
the
top
oven.
it, and we're going to throw it into the oven.
For how long?
You want to put it on a broil, and it's going to take a few minutes. So I would say
Okay.
about 4 or 5 minutes.
All right, very good. That's what we'll do, and we'll come back right after this break, and we'll show you the finished product.
Summer camp means a lot to me, and it's the best place on the earth.
With the Hamilton Spectator Summer Camp Fund, we believe that a single experience can change a child's life. Every year, the fund supports around 800 kids who wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity to go to camp.
I get to let all my joy out and have the best time I ever can.
By giving kids a camp experience, we give them a glimpse of what is possible. Donate today.
When I dream in color. And when I think of color, I think of TERRA. Make your Christmas dreams come true at TERRA, where color lives. Good morning, welcome back to TERRA at Home. Well, Chef Mark has pulled this portobello out of the oven. It looks amazing.
Yeah, so we put the Asiago cheese, put all the toppings that we had cooked, put the Asiago cheese, and I put it in the oven. It was at about 475 for about 4 minutes on a broil. I kept it near the top so it got nice and hot and browned up that cheese.
And you can, again, as you were mentioning, you can see the water that's coming from
Yeah,
it.
it's starting to bleed out already. Like I said, there's a lot of water in there, so it doesn't take long, but you definitely want to get it out as fast as possible.
Looks so good. I would eat that as my meal.
It's a large portion.
That is fantastic. Look at that. Asiago as well gives a lot more flavor. It has a nice flavor to it, that cheese. I could see how it would really work well with this dish.
It does. It's got just enough sharpness there to to enhance and bring everything out. You're gonna have a little bit of bitterness on the spinach and all that, but it's gonna have the savoriness of the chicken with the onions, and you still get the fat that comes off of that Asiago cheese. So that gives a little bit of savoriness to the dish as well. And you got the basil in there. So, like I said, it's a great appetizer. It's a good time of the year to do it. I mean, this is not something you maybe you want to do in the middle of summer when it's
Right.
hot because it's so large. But once that toppings, the stuffing is all cooked off, like I said, you can have it ahead of time in your fridge, bring it out, put it in. Now, if you're going to have it in the fridge, it's going to take a little bit longer to heat up. Okay,
Right.
because
Okay,
it's cold
good
out of
point.
the fridge.
Yes.
So it might take a little bit longer. You might want to lower the temperature, put it on a lower rack and let it cook a
sure.
little slower. But other than that, yeah, it's a fairly quick and easy appetizer to do.
Yeah, because you don't want it cold inside, right? So you want to
No.
make sure that
You wanna
that's
make sure it's-
definitely a good tip.
Yeah.
You can get this on our website as well at terragreenhouses.com and figure it out for yourself. I mean, obviously you can mix some things up. You could put sausage
Oh,
in
you
there.
could do
You
anything,
could
yeah.
have all kinds of fun.
Yeah, you do a
Good
crab one,
recipe.
a seafood one, whatever you
Awesome.
like.
Thank you, Chef Mark. That's it
Thank
for
you.
now. Maybe you can try it out this weekend yourself. Have a good one.